Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So guys, in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action. We are going to cover a couple of interesting metrics, and on the top of that we are going to look at some news for BTC, and of course we are going to cover Bitcoin charts as well as altcoins. So guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. But now let's hop into Kaspa itself. So Kaspa is currently trading at 13 cents, well, almost 14. The volume is currently sitting at 40,133,000, and market cap is currently sitting at 3.3 billion USD. So the current reward is currently sitting at 110 Kaspa. Next reward is going to be 104. Next reduction is scheduled in 8 days, and the hash rate is currently sitting at 299 petahash per second, and all-time highs for hash rate is sitting at 310 petahash per second. So again, look at the hash rate, baby. Things are growing for Kaspa. And now covering addresses holding over 10k Kaspa. So last update, guys, was on 26th of May, and we were sitting at 75,630, and as of today, as of the time of recording this video, we are sitting at 75,690, which gives us 60 new holders in the last 2 days. And if it comes to 100k, we are sitting at 30 new holders in the last 2 days. So now guys, let's have a look at the chart for Kaspa. So as I was mentioning in the previous update, right, we do have that cap and handle that is pretty much brewing on a 2-hourly time frame for Kaspa. So as I was saying, that target technically, could play out. However, it did not. Well, it kind of did, because, it went up, and now we do have that push towards the downside, right? And why did it happen? Of course, as you guys know, BTC pulled back. And why did it pull back? And that's because Mt. Gox moves at least 2.9 billion in Bitcoin for the first time in 5 years. So that obviously makes people being scared, and they are selling Bitcoin, paper hands and all of that. However, I do believe that this dip and potential further dips for Bitcoin could print a beautiful opportunity to scoop up more BTC and Kaspa. And I do know that this is something that you don't necessarily want to hear, because your backs are pretty much ready. However, that gives us time, guys, right? So nevertheless, I do believe that this is good, right? These dips are good, and I do believe they are meant for buying. Nevertheless, let's actually have a look at 4-hourly time frame, and let's see what is going on a 4-hourly time frame. So 4-hourly time frame is actually showing that, very soon we might experience that, bearish cross. Let's say we actually experienced that over here, and now the momentum is going down. Nevertheless, I do believe on the 4-hourly time frame we are going to flip bullish again, and then we could see a bit of a spike for a Kaspa. Now let's have a look at the daily time frame, and let's see what is going on the daily. So on the daily time frame, Kaspa is still in that range of overbought territory for RSI, and technically, depending on the momentum for Kaspa and depending on when we are going to see the next leg up for BTC, we might see a spike either towards upside or downside, right? So that doesn't necessarily gonna tell us, what's going on. However, we could technically see a reset on that RSI on the daily, and that would coincide with retesting that level as a support, which is, let's say, lower levels of 13 cents. Nevertheless, I don't think that this is something serious, because if I'm going to switch it to the weekly time frame, guys, as you can see, this is something I'm letting you know about in every single update. As you guys can see, we are building that momentum for Kaspa. And now, worst case scenario for Kaspa, because the only thing that is kind of like, scary for Kaspa is that we are pretty much going lower and lower in terms of these RSI peaks. Nevertheless, guys, even if we are going to see, same level in terms of RSI on a weekly as the previous pump, there is more to come for Kaspa on a weekly time frame. That all depends again on BTC. And now a little bit of more positive news. ETPs for BTC will start trading on the London Stock Exchange today. So I do hope that you guys are prepared, and this is obviously a good news. So again, I don't think that this is a big deal, because this is something that we have knew before, that Mt. Gox is going to be selling that BTC, right? So it's just a short-term panic in my opinion. But anyways, if we are going to look at ETFs from yesterday, we do have zero inflows, zero whatsoever. And now let's check some charts. So shout out to the Scalping Pro, and he's saying that Bitcoin is forming a massive inverse head and shoulders pattern. and that is a 2-daily chart, guys. So if we are going to meet that target for BTC, we could see a pump up to 90,000 USD. And now Bitcoin, the last consolidation. In each cycle, Bitcoin tends to consolidate near its all-time high before a massive breakout. It appears that the price is breaking out of its recent consolidation phase. If this pattern repeats, this was the last major consolidation before up only. So coming back to the similar candle patterns, we can clearly see that every single time Bitcoin is dancing around these levels of previous all-time highs and consolidates, then we are shooting up like crazy for BTC. 2017, that was exactly the same case. 2020, and I do believe that this cycle isn't going to be different. But of course, we do have some obstacles on the way, which is obviously in this current situation, you know, man goes again, but whatever. Who cares about that, to being honest? I don't, you know. But anyways, that is a weekly chart, and shout out to trader Turingrade. Bitcoin, it retested the trend line and is sending higher parabolically. So guys, if we are going to look at that, this is exactly the same pattern that we have experienced between 2013 and 2018, and this is exactly the same price action that is going on for BTC. And by the way, he's got some crazy predictions for BTC, but I would definitely not be angry if BTC would see 430,000 USD in this cycle. And now, shout out to Titan of Crypto. That is a monthly chart, guys, right? So Bitcoin, time and cycles. When in doubt, zoom out. Don't get trapped in lower time frame price action. Yes, guys, exactly. This is something even I do, you know, all of us have to do it to kind of remind ourselves why we actually started investing. Because of course, if we are going to look at 2-hourly time frame only for BTC, Kaspa, whatever you guys hold, you are going to get crazy. However, it's very simple. Whenever you're in doubt and you feel like you're in panic, zoom the chart out. So as you guys can see, we are still in trend with parabola for BTC. Obviously, he does have much lower price targets for BTC, which is 170k. Nevertheless, I believe that if Bitcoin is going to see those price levels this cycle, Kaspa is definitely going to print some juicy gains, I believe. But anyways, shout out to Mickey Bull Crypto, and that is a total crypto market cap that is exploring Bitcoin and Ethereum on a weekly chart, guys. So Alts cap follows the 2020 price action, so June is probably when the fund begins. Send it higher. So guys, as you can see, we are still below that major level of resistance that leads us back to the previous cycle, not mentioning about all-time highs and not mentioning about that, you know, box of only up territory for altcoins. And also, if you guys are going to look at RSI, where we are at RSI in comparison to before, this, in my opinion, is just, you know, the beginning of the fireworks. And now, shout out to El Crypto Pro. This is market cap BTC dominance on a 3-weekly chart. So, we haven't often seen a bearish MACD cross 3-weekly for the BTC dominance. When this signal happened, it predicted the biggest altcoin season in crypto's history so far. The next bearish cross is imminent, another major signal for altcoins. So guys, everything that's put together obviously prints a beautiful picture of that, you know, parabola for altcoins and, you know, altcoin season finally. It's very difficult to say when exactly, because of course, as I mentioned before, we do have obstacles on the way, but basically these obstacles on the way are buying us more time with accumulation over here. Guys, that's it, what I got for you today. I hope that you have guys enjoyed that quick Kaspa update, and I wish you have a great day or evening. Peace and love, crypto.